Okay, so glow plugs have now been changed. I've put the caps back on, I've tested the electrical resistance, they're all good. So I'm now going to prepare the new inlet manifold for refitting. This is one I've cleaned up. This is a second-hand one from a later Freelander 2. You can also use, as far as I know, you can also use the Evoque inlet manifold from a 2.2 diesel Evoque. Okay, the other Evoque engines are probably available, but just do check though before you go splashing out on an Evoque inlet manifold. Probably save a bit of money by buying an older Freelander 2 one. Now this one I bought second-hand. Apart from a little bit of gunge in the inlet ducts there, it's in really good condition. Now I've given it a bit of a degreasing, used some degreaser, rinsed that down with water, and then I used some brake cleaner around the where the EGR pipe connected. It was pretty black and sooty around there, so I'm just kind of cleanse that out a bit with some brake cleaner, which is virtually the same as carburetor cleaner. It's great for removing those carbony deposits. I need to put new seals in. Okay, so even if you're refitting your old inlet manifold, you should always change the seals. This, interestingly, says Jaguar inlet manifold gasket set Jaguar. It's a Jaguar C2S. I have no idea what a C2S is. Is that a type of Jaguar? I don't know. The part number for this is LR005364 with an EL at the end. I don't know if that means anything. Okay, and it arrived opened. Okay, so somebody has bought this, taken something out for their Jaguar, and then these bits they didn't need, which is fine because those are the things I need. Okay, so whatever it was they took out for the Jaguar, I shall never know what it is, but probably don't need it for a Freelander 2. So let's get all these new kind of rubber O-ring things out. Okay. Right. Put those there. Careful not to knock them into the engine bay. And then I need to refit these. Now these ones here. No, these ones, hang on a minute, how many have we got here? 8, good. Okay, so these ones are just like rubber O-rings basically, and they go, I'm pretty sure, is that right? They just kind of go on like that. That doesn't look right to me. Okay. Alright, now these, they look the same on both sides. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I'm not totally sure if they are. Oh no. Oh no. They're very, very similar, but they're not identical. I think so one edge has got a little tiny channel in it. Now which one points outwards, I wonder. Okay. So these I've just removed from here after I degreased it. Hence one side is perfectly spotlessly clean and the other side is really dirty. That's the side that was embedded in there. Okay, and that is the one with the channel with the sort of ribs around it. Okay, so that's the inward facing edge and the outer one is smooth. Right, let's see if this works. So it seems to have gone in there. I don't know if I meant to put any sealant or anything on it. Didn't read up anything about that, so right, okay. I think the important thing is just to make sure they don't sort of drop out as I'm offering it up, or dislodge or derail themselves. Next one. Right, okay, there we go. So what I need to do now is get this into position, make sure there's no dirt on these seals. Take out these rags that are stuck in the cylinders. Just to keep any dirt, nuts and bolts and anything else out of there. Right, okay, I see what's going on here. But of course, these are the lower ones that go in these holes. Those just mate up against these oval, well, sort of vaguely oval shaped holes there. Okay. Right. Right, let's do this. Goodness me. How did I get this out? Case of carefully manoeuvring it into position. It's hitting on something, I don't know what. Oh, it's that bracket underneath. I think that's about it, you know. There it is. In underneath. Yeah, feels it. That's it. It's in position. Now, just try and put that in there. That sort of helps to hold everything in place. Just need to get all these bolts tightened up. Okay, let's just check hoses and everything. Yeah, that's all fine. Now come down across here. This one here should work to there, hopefully. I just don't want to put all this back together and then find that I haven't routed something underneath or something silly. The throttle body is down there. As soon as this is bolted in, I'm going to bolt that back up. Right, let's get these 7 bolts done up. Then I need to put the fuel filter mount back on. Okay, so that was removed before the inlet manifold came off. Okay, so it will go on afterwards. I'm just going to use just a screwdriver with an 8mm socket just for now, just to kind of just get things finger tight. Now I don't know if there's an order to doing these up. There may well be. I'm not going to go inside and get the Haynes manual now. I don't remember seeing anything about doing them up in a certain order, but yeah, I think what I'll do is sort of, in order to spread the force on those gaskets, I will just do everything up gently, then go over again, torque it all up a bit. Just going to kind of feel underneath, just make sure those seals haven't come loose. It feels alright. Right, okay. Right, let's get some in down below. Right, I'm just going to go and get the Haynes manual, because that's a plastic inlet manifold. If I over tighten those, it's going to crack it. So I'm just going to go and get the torque setting out of the manual. Okay, so inlet manifold, Haynes manual, section 4A, 18. Fit new seals. Evenly tighten the bolts and nuts to the specified torque. Okay, where is the specified torque? Right, here we go. Torque wrench settings. Come on. Inlet manifold, 10 Newton meters. Okay, interestingly, same torque as the glow plugs. Don't actually need to change the torque wrench. Let's get these tightened up to 10 Newton meters. I'm just going to work my way round, just tightening them all gradually. Okay, right, new inlet manifold is fitted. Now, a lot of YouTube videos and Haynes manual and other procedures I've seen say to disconnect the hose from the bottom of the throttle body. It's really difficult to get that hose back on with the throttle body in place. Okay, it's much easier to undo the throttle body and just leave it attached to the hose. You can bring it up and then stick the 3 bolts in, rather than messing about underneath trying to get hoses back on and Jubilee clips tightened up. Right, let's have a little look at all these different bolts here. Sizes. I'm going to have to re-watch some of my old footage to see where these go. So the 3 Torx head need to go into the throttle body. Now there's a bolt underneath I've just remembered about. I have no idea which of these it is. I'll have to look back at the footage and remind myself which bolt size goes where. These three are all the same, and it was definitely Torx head. Okay, so these go into the throttle body. Now the back two holes are kind of like slots, so you can actually screw it carefully without dropping the bolt down the mouth of the throttle body. You can actually screw the screw loosely in and then offer it up, and it will stay there until you put the third one in. Okay, right. Throttle body is loosely fitted. I'm going to tighten those 3 Torx screws up now. Right, now I'm not torquing these up, I'm just doing them up tight by hand. Good. Right, okay, what is next? We've got some sensors and electrical connections for the throttle body. You know, blanking plate. Oh, the bolt underneath. Oh no. Which one is that? Oh dear. Oh, I hope I can get that in there. Okay, right, that's in. So that's the inlet manifold and everything held securely. Got its sensor. Let's do sensors now. Okay. Right, let's get the map sensor, which I've kept safe by plugging it back onto its plug. Okay. Just make sure that's clean. And that just plugs back on. Right, so that's throttle body connected up. I need a blanking plate in here and 2 nuts on there. I will be looking at doing a complete EGR removal soon. Okay, but that'll be a future video. For now, I'm just blanking this off. If you are wondering what I'm doing with this blanking plate, one of my first videos on the Freelander 2 many years ago was EGR blanking plate, and it has ever since been my highest viewed video of any video. All the videos I've done, 140 videos, EGR blanking, always top. It's had well over 100,000 views. So let's just slot that in there. Those nuts on there. Okay, right. So, before I do these fuel lines and the wiring, which really is part of the fuel filter, that's fuel related, I'm going to do 2 more things. So I'm going to deal with this new pipe, okay, which is going to go up there, and I'm going to block up this vacuum output, because both of those things are related to the inlet manifold really, so that pipe kind of goes across the inlet manifold. This one here was for the swirl flaps, which are no longer in the inlet manifold. So what I'll do for this, I don't really have a little sort of rubber bung thing. I wonder if this one on the fuel line will fit on there. No, it's too big. It's a shame. Too big. Yeah, it needs like one of those little rubber kind of little cap things. But for now, I'll just put a little tiny bit of rubber hose with a bolt in the end. just stops it sucking air in, because there's a possibility that could affect the vacuum output here. So if the vacuum pump is just sucking air, then the brake servo may not have a vacuum, which would be a bit of a disaster. So okay. Oh, I'm pleased with that. I've always wondered if that hose could be replaced. There we go, 22mm, and I cut about, I don't know, 5 centimetres off the end. Obviously measure yours if you do the same, but it was a ½ metre long hose, so that makes it about 45 centimetres. Just starting to bulge there, but I think once that settles in and warms up, I'm not going to have any issues with my gas. So yeah, pleased with that. Right, okay, that is really it, I think, for the inlet manifold. The next job for me to do is the fuel filter. Okay, so put the housing back on, put the new fuel filter in, connect it all up and prime it through, reconnect these. Yeah, there's a lot of things, plus the connections and all of that, so I'll do that as part of the fuel filter video. That is the end of the inlet manifold change video.